Time to use pomade to fill in this brow. Picking up some of this pomade, we want to use the sides of the brush to let that slide up against the packaging, and then on the rim of the packaging you are then going to scrape off the excess from the brush. About that much, like more than necessary on your brush, but also not so much that it's going to start looking huge amount of product has been dolloped on your brow. Like the powder, we're starting from the first line, then going to the middle, then going to in these dots. I'm using the side of our brush feather really lightly because pomade is very high pigment. This is great for creating an illusion of more brow than what you have. So if you do struggle with creating the illusion of more brow hair than what you actually have, we have created the parallel line. I've started about here, 3/4 of the way in, followed through to the end of my brow. Filling in, we are starting at about 3/4 of the way in, or start filling in from where it's the most obvious that you have gaps in your brow. So usually it's this middle part and the end of the brow that needs the most fill in. Alternating from using the side of the brush to the top of the brush. Using the top of the brush will create more thinner lines, and using the side of the brush will create a quicker filled in look. Now switching around to your spoolie once you are pretty happy with what you have done to blend out the product. I use the very tip of the spoolie, like right here, because that means I'm not going to be taking off a bunch of brow product that I've just put on, recreating a gap. Make sure that you are actually being really light-handed when you are brushing through. It's barely touching my brow. Moving the little landmarks. Use a Q-tip or a flat brush like this eyeshadow brush, or you could use a very small detail brush, something that is going to help you cut through and remove any of that excess product. And with your foundation brush, just to make sure you are filling in any gaps where foundation has been removed. Or you can dip your small detail brush into your foundation or concealer and then pat as close as possible to your brow hair. Love how sculpted and natural a pomade can look. This is a powder filled in brow, and this is a pomade filled in brow. The difference on camera is not so obvious as in person. In person it looks slightly powdery, like you can actually see powdery look over here on my brows. Over here it actually looks like it's gelling with my brows.